Hello, today I'm going to show you how to create your own sales outreach agent. And essentially what this will do is once you've collected all your leads into one Google form, then this agent will create a personalized message for you rather than having to do everything manually. So what we'll use today is obviously N8N for the automation. Google Sheets is where all the data is going to reside, and Google Forms is how we're going to have the sheet populated. And of course, OpenAI for the AI agent. And the way it's going to work is we're going to have three workflows. The first one is going to be an agent brain, which kind of decides which other workflows to use. The second one, one of the two, how should I say, like labor workflows is a lead qualification. And this is going to be to understand whether the lead that you've brought in is worth sending a message to. And we're going to have certain criteria that will decide this. And then finally, you have, of course, the message creation, which is going to be personalized based on the information they give us. And this is, of course, just an example of how to do this, but we will, of course, it will be possible to make more complex for real case scenarios. So let's start with the lead qualification one. So let me just rename this. And we want the trigger to be, so this is going to be, as we've seen in the slide, this is going to be executed by another workflow. So we're going to have the trigger to be when executed by another workflow. Now, let's just put very simply input, or yeah, I guess input will be enough here so it doesn't error. And what I want to show you before we get into it, in fact, is I've created a Google form which is how the leads will be collected. So we'll have name, email address, company name, etc., company size, decision maker, what do you want to automate, etc. Now, all of this, so I've filled it in for a few already. All of this will be automatically put into a Google Sheets because Google is very easy like that. And based on this sheet, this is how we're going to make decisions based on the qualification and creating the message. So we want to take Google Sheets. Let me just do Sheets. And we want to get rows and sheet. So I've already created this and I already have connected it with my credentials. But if you were to start from scratch, you need to create new credentials and just follow this Open Docs link. It's very simple to get your account sorted. So my sheet or my document is called Outreach Responses. You can see here. And the sheet is, there's just one sheet, so form response is 1. So that's fine. We're just going to execute this step to see if it is getting pulled in, which it is. You can see over here. All fine. There are some empty columns, but we'll go into that later. This is basically where we want to put into what we want our agent to put in to. That's going to make a lot more sense later. So I wouldn't worry about that yet. But so we've pulled in the sheet. We're going to have an agent. So now we have the data in N8N. We need to decide whether the lead is worth sending a message to. So this is why this workflow is called lead qualification. And to start with, we're going to have an AI agent. And let's configure this. So this is fine. We do want to require a specific output format. And I'm just looking here. You should be able to define below. Okay, we want to change this prompt user message. So the user message here, we're going to have we need to put in the information and define the information so the agent understands what data is coming in. So this is the information from the database. So we're going to have name, company, or in fact, we want, so because it's qualification, we don't need the name and such, but we do want company size and decision maker. So these are two variables that we have in the form. And this needs to be put here. And then our decision maker, we want to put by here. So this will be given to the agent to understand what information is coming in. Now we want to, of course, have a system message. And I've created one already, but you can copy this so I'll put this in the comments as well, or in the description of the video. But if it's copy this straight in, the system message is, your task is to qualify incoming leads. Leads are form submissions to a closed community group. Use the following criteria for a qualified lead. They need to be a decision maker who runs a company or who has influence in the decision-making process. This is the main criterion. We currently only want to work with companies with around 45 or less employees, also known as company size. This is the second criterion. Please think step by step to decide if a lead is qualified or not. If a lead is qualified, reply with qualified in response. Otherwise, reply not qualified. Reply with a JSON in the following format. So this will make more sense as we're going across, but we've given it directions to decide whether a lead is worth qualifying or not. And this is based on, very simply, two different variables. So we put this in. Let's have the chat model. I always use OpenAI, but feel free to try something else. And I know GPT-4o is definitely sufficient. Then we want the structured output parser. So if you notice in the system prompt, we had defined how we want the output to look like. So I'm actually going to take away that. But we have qualified and reasoning. So we're going to have two variables as an output. And we want to show the same thing here. So qualified and reasoning. If we do this, we will basically be able to we'll basically be able to define exactly how the output is going to come out of the AI agent. And this will make it a lot easier for the following steps, so that we have our data in the format that we want. And what's going to happen here is qualified and reasoning are going to be two different variables coming out of here. Okay, and so if we execute this step, we should hopefully see a reasonable output. Let's see if it errors. Take some time. Okay, so we have our 4 different rows, and we can see that there's qualified and reasoning. It's come out as two different, it's in bold, so you can see it's two different variables. Oh yeah, here in JSON it's a bit easier to see that, but it's looking good. So now we have these variables. We want to make sure, this is again just kind of data cleaning, I guess. We just want to make sure that these variables are taken out and implemented into its own separate variable. So if we put qualified here, and then we just take and match this variable up, we do the same with the reasoning. And the reason we're doing this is because we've now separated the two variables that are outputting from the AI agent, which determines whether the lead is going to be qualified or not. And this will make the next step a lot easier. So what we want to do next is we take a node from the Google Sheets, and we're going to have a merge node. Now this merge node is so that we can put the data back into the Excel spreadsheet, basically. So we take the data from the Excel, we decide whether the lead is qualified or not, and we give a reason. Then we want to have those reasons and put it back into the Excel sheet so it's all in one place and everything is transparent. So in order to do this, we want to combine. We want to have a matching field. Do we want to combine? Oh, we want to combine by position. And the reason being is it's just very simple. When the position of the Google Sheets come in, it will match it with the same position of the output of the AI agent, which is, I'll show you, which is, for example, the first row will be matched with this, which is also the first row of the AI agent output. And we do want to just hook this up over there. I'll make this a little bit better. So we can in fact execute this step. Let's execute this as well. You can see it's come through as two different variables. I'm going to execute this as well. And yeah, so if we open it in table format, we should be able to see, yeah, so we have qualified reasoning here and here. In our next step, we're going to want to, so we have merged the variables together so that you can see now that the variables are displayed together in a table. Now we want to put it back into Google Sheets. So we have Google Sheets here. We update row in Sheet. And from here, we can do the same thing as we did previously, fill it in with the correct documents. And then here is basically where we take our variables and we put it back into the columns that we want to see in Google Sheets. And it needs to understand how to match up, and we're going to use timestamp. So use timestamp to match. We're going to drag that into here. Now these other ones, we're not very interested in at the moment. We can delete if we wanted. I'll do that to make it obvious. But the reasoning needs to come into here, and the rating we're going to put as qualified. Okay. We're not interested in updating any of the other columns. So this is all that we need. And if we execute the step, we should see that the rating column is populated with our qualified variable, and the same with reasoning. Yeah, so reasoning and rating, qualified, not qualified, qualified, etc. Good. So finally, so basically this workflow is done. The only thing we want to have here is an extra edit fields node to let the AI brain agent know when the workflow has been completed. So if we just put in reply done, this is just a simple message to say the workflow has been executed, everything's okay, essentially, to know that it's not broken down. So that's all done here. Now the next thing we want to do, so if we go back to our workflow, we've done this lead qualification. Now we're going to do the message creation. Save this. Now the message creation is going to be very, very simple, very similar to the lead qualification. So let's go tutorial name this one. The first step we're going to have, again, is going to be an execute with workflow. We just want to add a field so it doesn't error out. It can be, let's put, I think we put input in the last one. Let's put input again. And we want to get the same Google Sheets in. And again, get rows in Sheets. So we've done this. I'm just going to zoom through because we've covered these steps before. Let's just execute this though. So we have the data in. And in fact, now that we've updated, we should see that, so this didn't come in before. Now that we've updated the document or the sheet, that we can now see that these are populated as expected. So we have the other workflow to qualify a lead. Now we want to understand. Now we want to take the qualified leads and create a message if they are qualified or not, and a message that's personalized based on the data that they give. So let's pick AI agent again, and then we're going to have defined below a user prompt. And here we're going to do the same thing as last time, but we want to take, this is the information. We want to take the name, because this is about creating the message personally. So job title, what they want to automate, rating, and finally method of contact. So let's fill this in like before. We've got a name. This always happens for the first time, but ooh. Name, job title. Ooh. Job title, what they want to automate. So I believe what they want to automate, I think that's empty because I added that in last minute and I haven't filled it in. But it would just be empty in this case. Method of contact. Do we have that? Preferred method of contact. Okay. So now the AI agent knows where to find the respective variables. Let's put in another system message. And again, I've created one just for speed, but I'll put this in the description. So your objective is to write a personalized message to each of the leads, output the lead's preferred method of contact, and when is the best time to contact them. Ask them this if it is not provided. Then provide a script that is personalized based on their company, job title, and what they're looking to automate. If the lead is qualified, then provide a message, otherwise output nothing. These messages should be sent from Imre Deniz. The company is 12345 Corporation. The message shouldn't include any variables like your name, company name. The only reason I put this is because when I was playing around previously, it created these distinct your name variables. And then make sure it is just an email's response as normal. Okay, so we have this done. We do want to have a specific output format because if we can control the output, it's always better. So let's have just here, and let's put reply. And then open AI chat model. Ooh. Oh yeah, and the chat GPT 4.0. Let's just keep this consistent. And then we should be okay. So if we execute this step, we should hopefully see that the AI agent outputs a response which is a personalized message for only one of them, because here we go. Yeah, no response needed as the lead is not qualified. There's only been one, so I know if I just go back to the Google Sheets, we can see only one is qualified. The lead is qualified because they're a decision maker, blah, blah, blah. And we can see that they have now, that the agent has now created a personalized message. There's a lot of these \n's, but that's only because it's currently in JSON format. So you don't need to worry about that. When we put that back into Google Sheets, it won't have an issue. So similarly, we want an edit fields, and then we just want to have reply, and we want to pull this reply in, just because we know how the output is. And again, we want to pull a node to merge. Let's merge this. That's fine. Pull this across. Okay. And of course, this is very similar to what we did last time. So we've merged it. If we merge this, I've put it as append at the moment, but we do want to combine. And again, by position. And let's execute this step. Okay, so if we go to the table, we should see an extra reply column here. So that's perfect. And in the same way as last time, we're going to put this into actually the outreach column. So we're going to take sheets, update row in sheets, put in the same, and match on timestamp. Do this. And so now we just want to update the outreach, and the outreach will be what we put in reply. We just execute this step. And so we can see the outreach has now been filled in. And finally, just as with the last one, we do want to have an edit fields to let the agent know that the workflow is finished. Reply, do just done. So now 2 out of the 3 workflows have been completed. Now we just need to have the third workflow to act as the agent brain and choose when to run these 2 workflows. So let's start again. And now we're going to want a on chat message. Oh, well, it's actually just there anyway. On chat message. Because we want to be able to talk to the agent and let it decide, well, have a conversation with it. But there are many ways of doing this. We can have just a trigger whenever we know that it's been updated to immediately execute the workflows. But for now, let's just do it like this, just to show you how just the full capability of AI agents. And then same here. That's fine. We don't need a specific output format because we're not going to put this data anywhere. There's nothing that comes back from the workflows to us that needs to be done because all of the executions happen within the separate workflows. So that's fine. The chat model again is open, or is that right? OpenAI, yeah. And 4.0. That's done. Because we're talking to it, we just want to add a memory, simple memory. So it just has the context window length of 5. This basically means the last 5 messages is what the AI agent will remember. And then this is where kind of the magic happens. So in the tool, we want to call N8N workflow. And here is where we hook up the other workflows and tell the agent what these workflows do. So in this description, we can put, so let's first do, this is a lead qualification workflow. Use this to qualify leads. And we're going to choose, so it's grayed out. And the only reason for this, let me just save this, because I need to publish. I do need to publish both workflows here. So let's just publish them. And also the lead qualification one. So this is just so that they can be executed by another workflow automatically. Let's do that. And this, let me call tutorial brain, because it's the AI brain. And from here, we should be able to select, what do we say this was? Lead qualification. Lead qualification. This is fine. This is input because if you remember back in the workflow, in the other workflow, oh, let me save that. I'll just quickly show you. We had here the input name. So if we were going to pass information from one workflow to another, then we would have to populate the input field on this brain workflow. So we've done that, and then we're going to do the same again, but this time for the message creation. Call this tool to create personalized messages to qualified leads or to the leads. So just because this is a very simple one, I don't need to, in reality, for more complex workflows, I will put in a system message here, but as it's a very simple example, this should work without that. And let's just test it out. So I put in already, but let me start again with a new one. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me submit another response. So let's put in, I don't know, we like Harry Potter, so Hermione, and then Hermione at Hogwarts.com, Hogwarts, business sector, which company size. So our company criteria was 45 and under, and we want to see if it will work properly. So let's put yes here. My spell learning. No, hold on. It might get confused at that. My witchcraft learning. I don't know, something like this. Student. And then email. Let's do this. Okay, we've submitted this here. So we'll see this here. We'll see all of this outreach, etc. is empty at the moment. And if we go here, I'm just going to ask the chat to, can you qualify the leads in the database? So the thing is, using an AI agent for something as simple as this it's a little bit overkill, because it doesn't actually need to think very much, because we can actually just execute this whole workflow based on triggers. So I can see here it's only used the qualification lead one, which is actually exactly what we asked it for. And as it's being qualified, supposedly, we should see, here we go, the lead is qualified, and this is our Hermione one. So that's good. And then we're just going to, can you write a message for them? So again, we should hopefully see that it's just using this one. It doesn't need to use the lead qualification tool. And let's just see if it outputs. done. So it's all done. We can see here, unlocking new potions. And I mean, this is based on what we've given the AI agent to work with. It's come up with a personalized message, and kind of there you have it. This is like the most basic, I guess, form of sales outreach, but you can hopefully see how this can be fleshed out into a much more capable set of workflows. And yeah, thanks for making it all the way through the video.